All right, what's up YouTube? How we doing? Today is a good day. I have to do a lot more self-reflecting about myself because I still have old emotional patterns that I need to work on. But anyway, that's not the point of this video. So I don't know who this needs to help, but are you that person who kind of is waiting for that one sign or that one conversation to finally let go? This is what this video is for. Let's talk. Let's get straight into it. Okay, so I don't know what's going on in your life. Maybe you just got some news you weren't proud of, or maybe your girl walked away or whatever, and you kind of want closure. You kind of want to understand why something went this certain way, and you're trying to make sense of reality. And if you're self-aware, a lot of people aren't. I've been there, but if you haven't figured it out by now, you're probably wasting way more time than you should be. And if there's anything that is truly valuable on this planet, it is your time. And don't waste it, because I promise you, the worst thing you can do is waste time. I'll give you a story, a quick one. When I was a teenager, I used to want to fit in. And do you know how much time I wasted trying to do that? I would never do drugs. I never did any of that. But I basically did stuff just as worse as that. Playing video games all day, scrolling on TikTok. I was basically the version of like the lazy, that I guess the modern day lazy, just scrolling and playing video games. That's just disgusting. But anyway, that's not the point. Yeah, I've done some things I'm not proud of, and maybe you've done some things as well, and you're probably wondering, like, I'll just use me for an example because I don't know you. But anyway, there was a person in my life who I just didn't know why they wanted to be in my, how do I say this? My orbit. They were orbiting around me so much. I knew they wanted something, but I couldn't figure out what it was. And eventually they left, and I couldn't answer the question of why did they leave? Why did they do all that just to leave? I don't understand. What, did I do something wrong? And then when you do stuff like this, you're just in an endless loop of asking yourself questions that don't fucking matter. So here's the truth. If you're an overthinker like me, and you're ambitious, I don't know, but I like to blame myself for absolutely everything. When you take full self-accountability and responsibility, then you start feeling more control in your life. But at the same time, when it comes to certain problems, maybe you're not in control. Like with another person, you can't control another person. So here's the thing. The closure you're looking for is never gonna happen. The truth is, life is very, in my opinion, very obvious. What people are showing, what you see, that's what it is. There's no like internal thing behind it. Maybe because you're an overthinker and you're like me and you plan all the best and worst case scenarios, and you're pretty self-aware, so you know how to, like, I guess, play the small talk game. But a lot of people, majority of people actually, I would say 95% of people just are not operating at that level. We've come to a point where people can't even fake who they are anymore because, well, at least for me, you can just see through the bullshit. So if you're kind of looking for closure and you're looking for clarity, here's the truth. What you see is what it is. You don't need to question it. You just need to keep moving. Because if there is one truest thing on the planet, if there's anything that you need to do, it's always focus on yourself and stay dedicated. Just keep moving, keep pushing forward. If something in your life didn't make sense, okay, cool. That's just God redirecting you, or that's God just protecting you. That's how you have to look at it. And yes, I know a lot of people aren't religious, but it is a universal law. That's how life works. If something doesn't happen for you, that doesn't mean you're fucked. It just means you're going in a different direction. And I know we've all been there where we want something to go a certain way. We fantasized about it, we envisioned it, all that stuff. But dude, if you haven't woken up already, this is life. Not everything goes as planned. Not everything goes how you fantasized or dreamed about it. And sometimes we have to let go of who we think we're supposed to be in that specific moment and who we actually are. If you start accepting yourself for who you are and just focus on yourself and get better, you don't need any more closure. You don't need any more clarity. You're just moving forward. If people stay, people stay. If people leave, people leave. If opportunities come, they come. Embrace them. If they go, they go. If you miss an opportunity, great. You won't miss the next one. You know, life is just a continuous forward momentum thing. And if you just waste time asking all these ridiculous questions of why things aren't making sense, dude, you're digging yourself a deeper hole. Just understand, okay, that's what it is. I'm not going to question it. That's just life sorting itself out. Simplify it. It's not all this stuff, it's not as deep as us overthinkers and us as ambitious people make them seem. No one is operating at the same level as us. I just want you to understand that. And I guess when you get very clear about that, you go on with your life, because it's not always that serious or deep. It can feel like that sometimes, it really can, but don't feed into it, because if you do that, you'll spiral like me and you'll waste even more time. So anyway, I don't know who this needed to help. I don't know who needed to hear this, but as always, my friends, stay dedicated and stay disciplined and never ever give up. I will see you in the next one. Have a great rest of your day.